Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next at Wilderness War 2, a match that is over half a year in the making, Casey Huffman and Vince Johnson in a showdown here at the biggest event of the year, the second annual Wilderness War. Both these guys, along with Ted Michaelik, banned from challenging for the World Championship as long as Dave is in his current reign. But that doesn't stop them from going after each other. Vince and Ted, a storied rivalry that culminated with Vince defeating Ted back in October. But now these guys, here to settle it. The bell has rung, the match is underway, a showdown that's over 6 months in the making. Casey starting off with some strikes. Catches Vince. Big elbow to the jaw there by Casey. Vince to his feet. Casey really able to, look at him rushing Vince. Big spinning DDT. Casey keeping on him, keeping the pressure up right out of the gate. Big spinning elbow after an attempted strike from Vince. Vince goes low. Casey was ready. Vince gonna throw some hook shots. Catches Casey. Big swinging neck breaker there. Vince has got to use that strength advantage over Casey. Casey, meanwhile, has to rely on the mat game and the agility. Vince throwing some strikes. Casey, again, look at these elbows right to the jaw. Right out of the gate. Less than a minute into this match, Casey's throwing big elbows. And now thrusting the shoulder into the upper arm of Vince, perhaps softening the arm up for those patented armbar submission holds, and he follows it up with a dropping elbow. Casey coming out strong. Another big elbow caught by Vince. Uppercut caught by Casey. Spinning elbow caught by Vince, and an uppercut to take Casey down. The chemistry between these guys is undeniable. Casey to his feet and strikes Vince with another elbow. The low kick. Vince catches the leg. Big clothesline to take Casey down, and that's what Vince has got to do. He's got to rely on his strength. Picks Casey up. Look at running forward. The shoulder shot connects. Vince saying, you want to attack my arm? I can exchange likewise, buddy. Casey's got the agility and the mat game over Vince. Vince has the size and the strength over Casey. Vince now wrestles his way behind Casey, picks him up, drops him right on the back of the mat. Back suplex there. Casey to his feet. Rushes Vince. Vince throws Casey off, goes for the uppercut. Casey maintains the distance. Vince lifts Casey up. Beautiful vertical suplex there. What a hot opening. Now a big right hand to take Casey down. And Vince raising the knee right into the side of the leg. And now we enter a slow burn portion of the match. Vince again has Casey. Big uppercut. That's vintage Vince Johnson, those uppercuts. Lifts Casey to his feet. Look at Vince to the apron. And a shoulder tackle. A diving shoulder tackle caught by Casey. Casey throws Vince to the mat, and that's big, but Vince able to get behind Casey, picks him up. The swing connects, holding him down, holding the shoulders down. Casey gets the shoulders up. That's a swing from Vince. High impact move. Casey, though, catches him. There's a big elbow to the jaw from Casey. Vince to his feet, picks him up once more. Nice suplex there from Vince Johnson. And now Vince has Casey where he wants him. Big uppercut there. Again, knocks him off his feet. Casey wrestles his way behind Vince, but again, Vince counters, gets behind Casey. Another swing to drop Casey right on the back of his head. Casey to his feet, but Vince is saying, come on, let's go, as he hikes the shorts up. Casey tackles Vince, throws the strikes. Vince catches him, knocks him down to the mat. Casey to his feet, and he's groggy. And now what are we going to see from Vince? He's got him. Irish whip. Casey comes back and counters with a nice flying elbow there. Great counter by Casey. And now he gets behind Vince. Goes for a quick roll-up. Vince gets the shoulder up. Casey looking to end it quick there. Casey's got to get back in position now. And again, Vince catches those attempted shoulder thrusts, and he throws Casey to the mat and lands a jumping elbow drop. Right to the gut. Casey to his feet with aggression. And he's got Vince now, rolling him down for the armbar. Vince counters, gets over him, and look at the wailing strikes. What a counter by Vince. Showing off some mat game and just wailing onto the forehead and the jaw of Casey. Wow. Devastating offense. And so Casey's got to wrestle his way behind Vince. But again, Vince lands that elbow. Vince has got an answer for everything Casey throws at him. Look at the clothesline. Oh my gosh. Just a brutal display of power. And the enziguri. Step up drop kick. Knocks Casey in the side of the head. Takes him off his feet. Casey goes low for the tackle. And there's another enziguri to knock Casey back a few paces. Casey catches the leg of Vince, but Vince again, a third straight enziguri. That really damages the temple. And now Vince trying again. The shoulder tackle hits Casey in the back of the head, knocks him down. Casey to his feet, lands that elbow to gain some separation. Vince going low with the tackle. Casey keeping the space there. Big right hand, elbow to the jaw. Casey rolling behind Vince. That was a great counter there. Vince catches him, Irish whip, and another big shoulder tackle. And now Vince again gonna drive the knee right into the side of the leg. Casey shoves Vince off and goes for the kick, but Vince catches the leg. Casey able to land that step up side kick there. Casey able to withstand the impact of the enziguri. And this is where it's important for Casey to continue to keep Vince off him to regain that momentum. Casey with the hook in the elbow. Irish whip into the corner, goes for the leapfrog. Vince was ready, but Casey gets behind him and again tries to roll Vince up, but Vince able to get the shoulder up. Casey's got to stay on him, and that was smart, rolling on the other side to get in front of him, but Vince ducks under that rolling elbow and jumps up for the enziguri. Casey's got to keep him off him. Both guys fighting to maintain separation. Casey twisting the arm. Big elbow to the shoulder. Rolls him over. What are we going to see here? Look at Casey locking in a triangle submission hold to Vince. Softening up the shoulder and the arm area. And now Casey's feeling it. He's on Vince. Smart. And now he's got him. Gets behind him. Turns Vince around. What are we going to see? Big uppercut there. Now he lifts Vince up. Casey going to try and roll him around. Look at him wrenching on the arm of Vince. He's really trying to soften up that arm. Really trying to get it going there. And he's got him once again. Look at the elbow right to the side of the jaw there. And now Casey now, for the first time in this match, may have Vince where he wants him, but I might have spoken too soon as Vince counters the Irish whip and lands the enziguri. And now Casey throws Vince off. Vince wrestles his way behind him, picks him up. Nice backbreaker there. And Vince again, look at Vince, willing to break down the mat game for some old-fashioned brawling action, striking Casey. Casey able to get his hand on the ropes. Vince really going to do that damage. Casey now went for the arm dragon screw. Vince counters. Vince goes for the kick. Casey catches, but Vince with the step-up enziguri. Vince has an answer for everything Casey's throwing at him. Vince going up high and abandoning as he saw Casey regain that momentum. Casey gets behind Vince. Picks him up. Vintage Casey with that rolling back suplex. Casey's got to capitalize now. This is important. There's another big elbow to the jaw to take Vince down. But Vince he gets to his feet, trying to avoid getting covered. That was great ring awareness by Vince. But Casey continuing to keep the pressure up with the offensive elbow strikes. Vince going low. Casey catches him. Look at the elbow to the back of the head. And now, again, wrenching on the arm, capitalizing on the momentary stunning he did. Those are some big submission holds Casey's throwing at him. And again, Casey gets behind him. Vince able to land the elbow to the side of the head and a dropping elbow. Casey to his feet. Goes low for the tackle. Vince withstands it. Big elbow from Casey to knock him back a few paces. Casey keeping the strikes up. Now he's got Vince. Vince able to get away from the apron. But now Casey, Irish whip. Look at the back elbow. What a great dodge by Vince. And now Vince going to put Casey into the corner. Casey dodges, and he's got Vince. Vince counters, turns him around, hyping the shoulders up. Catches him. Picks him up in the fireman carry. There it is. There it is out of nowhere. Casey's escaped from the corner, holding the shoulders down, and that's it. Vince with the pinfall victory. Casey makes his way out of the corner, but Vince hits him and spins him around for the pinfall victory. There it is. Vince has firmly established his superiority over Ted Michaelic in the fall months. And now here at Wilderness War, Vince with a decisive win over Casey. Utilizing, there it is, for the pinfall victory. We saw some great back and forth action. But in the end, look at the impact. Whenever you see Vince hike the shorts up, you know he's calling for the finish. Let's take a look at this one more time. Picking him up, spinning him around. Look at Vince get the air, and there it is, with Vince Johnson getting the victory over Casey Huffman here at Wilderness War 2.